Now, face the mighty bison.
For you, you say your favorite character is Miguel. I think Miguel will show up season 3. If he does show up, are you okay with his identity, potentially being overtaken by like stances and installs? Like, how do you feel on like the character's identity shifting?
The player in me is just like, I just want Miguel. Just give him to me however you can, right?
Yeah.
But then when I really think about it, it's like, if he doesn't fight like a drunk, am I really gonna have as much fun? Like, I don't want him to have an install. He already had a stance, right? So I'm fine if they, lean into that a little bit, but an install, it just wouldn't make sense for me.
Oh, hey, thanks for the dono. This person feels like Miguel's going to be saved until Tekken 9. How do you feel about that?
I feel absolute dread hearing that. I feel absolute dread hearing that. Why would they make my day worse?
I feel like he needs to be in a game.
He does, because story-wise, it makes sense. Because this entire game was Jin having his redemption arc, right? And then Miguel comes in to remind him, you still killed my sister.
Yeah.
So there's like, I'm still coming for them once. No, there's no redemption here. You bombed the church. I'm still
Yeah.
after you. So it makes complete sense that he should be there.
And I feel like it's a good reminder that Jin is the bad guy, because like the game tried to frame him as like this hero, but cuz in the world of Tekken, 6, 7, and 8 happened in the span of like a year and a half. So that war that he started is still fresh on everyone's mind. And it's like there's a lot of people who should still be holding a grudge. And I feel like Miguel represents that as a character. Like Jin can't just be like, fight his dad in the middle of nowhere, then call himself the good guy. It's like there's real consequences, and Miguel personifies that.
You're absolutely correct. And it's like, if Kazuya didn't start that war, people would still be on Jin's ass. Like, literally, because no one forgot. Like you said, no one forgot. The only reason they're tolerating him is because he helped beat Kazuya. But without that, no, you still started a world war.
And the thing too about Tekken 7, and I love highlighting this. In Tekken 7, if you look at the story, the United Nations was chasing Jin and not Kazuya. Kazuya wasn't wanted, but Jin, they were chasing him all over the Middle East. That's why Raven captured him and was taking him in the helicopter, and they were chasing him. That's when Harong, like, Jin is a wanted criminal.
And it's like, so yeah, where'd all that go?
Yeah,
Like, I'm right here. You haven't arrested me once.
yeah,
See, but I get it. That's that anime plot line.
yeah.
That's really what it is.
They flushed that, but Miguel's definitely going to bring it back. What if? Okay, how would you feel if Jin basically forgave himself, and then everyone loves Jin now? How would you feel if Miguel does show up and he also forgives Jin? That's great what you did, defeating your father. I see that you forgive yourself, and I forgive you too.
That would be a weak way to go. That's a weak way out. I'm sorry. I couldn't do it. No, they can't defile the character, because that's literally his character, right? Like, the whole reason he even entered the tournament is because he hates Jin for killing his sister. I don't care if you saved the world. You killed my sister. Thanks for saving the world, but you're dead too now.
What do you think the outcome of the story is? So Miguel shows up, he battles Jin. What's the next story there?
Honestly, I don't even know. I don't think Miguel is gonna win. At best, I can hope for a tie. They tire themselves out, and then some story point comes in and interrupts their fight. That's probably the best outcome I can hope for, because obviously Jin's not going.
Yeah.
He's the golden boy of the game.
Yeah. I think him just having to face his consequences like is good enough. I don't think Miguel needs to win, but just Miguel reminded him like this is what you've done. I think that's more than enough. But then yeah, you can definitely have like a Devil Reina, Ogre, something storyline come in and take over. But I think players just want to see the acknowledgement, because it is like Miguel was set up. That's literally the way he was introduced in to Tekken 6, and we never got to see that payoff. And if they just throw it out before even giving the resolution, it's gonna, you know.
Yeah, it just wouldn't make sense. It just wouldn't make sense. And like, I don't want them to go the route that he just, every time he sees him, he runs those. Like I don't necessarily want that because that's not in his character either. 'Cause I don't know. You watch One Punch Man, and you know how the ninja's like always trying to pop up and fight Saitama.
Yeah.
I don't want Miguel to get treated like that. Right?
Yeah.
Like he loses and then he just keeps popping up trying to run it back. I don't want that. I need it to either end in a tie or a plot device saves someone.
What about a tragedy for Miguel, like he dies or something?
As much as I wouldn't want that, I can accept that. I can accept that.
Yeah. The thing about that though is like gameplay wise, obviously everyone loves, the fighting style and no one wanted to be gone,
hmm I don't think they'll boycott the game over it, but the people are definitely going to be butthurt
Yeah.
because Miguel he doesn't even have a fighting style. He's just a brawler.
Yeah. He really
So
represents like the common man in like Tekken.
actually, you're right because that's really what he is.
Yeah.
People have said he plays like a drunken style, but no, that's lay. Um, it's some people say he's self-taught. No, that's Lily. So now him just all he does is throw out kicks and punches in an unorthodox way,
Yeah.
just like the average man with no fighting ability. But he actually sees red when all the other people are like, oh, when I get angry, I see red. No, Miguel actually sees red.
How would you feel if they gave Miguel a weapon? Let's say like a bat. You know how Anna's like just swinging around a rocket all day,
It makes sense for her character because she's always had that rocket. Like this is like the first time that they actually used it in her moveset, which I was a big fan of. But as far as Miguel, they give bat bottle something that makes sense for the character, right? But I don't want him to lean on it, right? If they make that his stance identity, I don't want it needs to be something extra. I don't want me having the weapon be the only thing people see when I beat you. It's just a different type of feeling, right?
Yeah.
Because if you just get fed wins, that's not satisfying. If that's the case, I can just play arcade quests and fight NPCs.
My prediction for season 3 is going to be Marduk, first character, Julia, second character, Miguel, third character, and then guest character. And then season 4, I think they start with Bob. The only reason I don't think they would put Bob over Miguel is because Miguel's obviously more beloved. So it's like, why would you do that? But the fact that Bob like exists within the game, he's actually the only character, because there's many characters referenced in that stage, and he's the only character who's referenced in that stage but hasn't made it in the game yet.
How you feel about Armor King? Let's talk about that for a second. Do you think Armor King will save Tekken 8?
I think Armor King is going to be a smashing success. If you look at the previous DLC characters, like I just uploaded a statistic video today, and Anna is the most successful DLC character ever. And if you go back previously to Clive is the most successful DLC character ever. And then if you go back before Clive, Heihachi was the most successful character. So I think that, Fakamram and Armor King are going to be the most successful as well, because we even see Eddie and Lydia's statistic rising like crazy. So whatever these guys are, it seems like they found out how to make these DLC characters successful no matter what. And for that reason, I think they're definitely going to be successful. But when you talk about the balancing side, fuck Rum, I don't even want to have that conversation. But Armor King, I mean, I think like the same conversation with Miguel. I think they're going to give him stances. I think he's going to have an install. We've been making jokes about how Armor King is going to be a flamethrower, because you saw how he shot the fire. He's going to be a flamethrower.
I could see them doing that. That's not off the table. From what we've seen, they don't care, man. They're giving people all kinds of weapons.
Yeah.
I can for sure see that, especially because Nina and Yoshi already have poison breath. Why not just give Armor King some fire? As soon as they launch, they're gonna give them every plus frame in the game, and then the next update they're gonna tone it down slightly because they want people to have fun playing. And the only way I can see people having fun still in Tekken 8 with any new character is to give them obnoxious plus frames so it can always be their turn.
What's your take on Armor King?
If he's anything like King, I'm I'm probably gonna plug. No, I'm kidding. No. I mean, as soon as he comes out, I'm playing him because he looks like a fun character. And it's like, as much as I say, they're gonna, give him all the plus frames in the world, in the back of my head, I'm like, do it. I'm ready to press. I'm ready to press. So it's like, I'm all for it as a player. But as a coach, I'm like, that's gonna be stressful to teach. I'm known to press buttons. Why not? And if it doesn't work, you think I'm not gonna do it again, but then I do it again anyway. So I love the chaos. I love the plus frames. I love the 50-50. And something that I was telling a lot of people when season 2 came out is the reason I like it isn't necessarily because of the plus frames. It's because it puts so much of the onus on you. You have no choice but to stop making mistakes, because one mistake takes away 70-80% of your health. A lot of people didn't like that take, right? But it's true though. Now you have to play a tighter game. And people just think of it as like, oh, it's 50-50, it's plus frame city. But in reality, it's really testing how much do you know about this game? How much can you read your opponent to where you find their one mistake and they don't find yours?